Well, the 44% of people who said that something AI related is the single most important competency in the next 3 years, that's very mixed. I mean, it's dominant as a single technology, but we all know that it has this outsized place in our thinking, in our work right now.
Yes.
It's not even, didn't even get to 50%. I just think that in itself is actually quite interesting. I would have expected that something AI related as the single most important competency would have been a little higher. But I think that tells a story. And what you just said is that there's this incredible loud disagreement about what it should be, let alone what it will be. And thankfully, I would hope that us as the humans who should be the beneficiaries of anything AI related should have a say in how it's used. So that people are pushing back. All right, this is how we shape where these technologies have a place in our work and in society. So I am fascinated by that. And just from a larger perspective, I would say in the last just weeks, from students booing graduation speakers to, the government pulling the best model in the world off the market with an hour and a half notice, to OpenAI finances being released, and it looks like they've lost over $24 billion in a year. So there are a lot of questions about the future of these technologies, the sustainability of them, how much it's going to cost us, whether people even want to use them.
That was not insignificant in terms of what we were asking and when we were asking.
Definitely. And actually, one of the open text responses, every time I read it, it just feels like a gut punch. So you said there was one place for people to just write whatever they want. And somebody wrote, quote, I feel like I'm being set up to fail in relation to AI, right? And so
Yeah.
I don't know, when you read that, like, what do you picture? What do you think that it sounds like what you sensed was a lot of that. That one person said it outright, but there was this general sense of maybe this isn't so good for us.
It's interesting. I'm not sure. That
Mm,
quote stands out. The qualitative analysis is hard, right? Like people might say both in their answer. So,
mm,
right? They might say, this has transformed my ability to do stuff with learning experiences in a way that I've imagined for my whole life and is now finally possible. And I hate it. Like, and it's like, what is that answer? How do you possibly code that into a way that says like pro AI, anti AI, maybe? So we tried, we worked on a lot of ways to code various things. And a lot of it, I think, as you're seeing from the way we're talking about the responses ended up being like, they mentioned it or not, which is like the 44%. But, but I don't know, to be honest.